Hello, divine, beautiful souls. This is Energy Speaks Podcast with your host, Catriel. We have such a beautiful guest on our show today, Jennie O'Boyle. Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome, welcome. So excited to be here.
I'm so excited for this phone call. Well,
Yes.
podcast, phone call, telegramness. I've had
Telegramness,
I've had not a lot of
technology is.
sleep. So,
Yes.
Jennie O'Boyle is one of the creator of the New Earth economy. And
Oh.
apparently she is a writer and a medium and so much more. Please tell us
Oh,
what I want to start here actually.
yes.
When you came out of the shell, because you have a very vibrant energy. What led you to come out of the shell?
Oh, good question. What led me to come out of my shell is the life experiences that I was partaking in, was all my attractions, all the exchanges within humanity, everything that was coming my way pretty much cracked open my heart and allowed me to step into a whole new beingness. And so that's how I got here. And it allowed me to explore the newness in something that I've never created in my entire existence, let alone experienced. And so that's what led me into just saying the big F it word and jumping off the precipice of the unknown and just going for it. And it's kind of what we're all going to be doing. And that's what I did. And I'm creating something that I don't even know what I'm creating, but I'm creating. I don't know what tomorrow is, but I'm creating it now because it's fun. It's joyful. I meet beautiful people. It completely changed all my attractions, all my life. And it's just, yeah, it's what happened. It's human experiences that cracked me open, man. Humpty Dumpty just threw me over and I went to pieces. It's
Wow, it's
pretty
funny you
much.
mentioned have you ever heard of Orasoma?
No.
The fact that so we were just on another call and she was telling us her experience in regards to what school did you go to?
What do you mean, what school?
The school for mediumship. What is it called again?
Oh, the Arthur Findlay, the England Accolade Academy. Yes, for
Yes.
professional mediumship.
Yeah. Okay. So we were just talking about that, and my mentor, one of my mentors from England, who passed away last year, Zikron Livracha, may his memory always be a blessing. Robert Brown was part of that school, and he also was a part of Orasoma, which is all about essentially it's all about color language, and how color is linked to everything. And so there's a system that was created by Vicky Wall, who's also no longer with us, and she was inspired by her father, who was an apothecary. Apothecary. He had
Great word. Apotha something. We go with flow.
But yeah, and so this system is unbelievable. What it has incorporated into it: the chakras, the angels, the ascended masters, the zodiac, the Kabbalah. It's ridiculous, and it's all about these little bottles that have color in them, and you can read an entire being based off the colors they choose.
That's correct.
And it's unbelievable. But the reason that brought me up I brought this up is because there's a bottle called the Humpty Dumpty bottle.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding you.
That
And
is so neat.
like I kid you not, this is like, I think he's coming through tonight, like straight up, like he's
Yay.
saying.
Because I got a visual, I got a vision of a Humpty Dumpty, like an egg sitting on a wall and not doing anything. It's like you're not going anywhere, you're not doing anything, and you're sitting on a bunch of bricks. So you're not choosing a side. And that's what I felt when you asked me that question. I was like, just to be honest and to be frank and to be real and raw, I'm Humpty Dumpty sitting on a wall. Like that's what it felt like. And
Wow.
that's what broke me open. They flicked me off and I shattered into pieces because I had to get out of the bricks that I stacked in my belief system, which was that
Oof.
hard wall that, when that wall that you build up, nobody can get through. That's the belief
Oh,
system, and that's the Humpty Dumpty. So I don't know what he meant by the Humpty Dumpty. I would love to learn if you could please share, because that's what I
absolutely.
saw when you asked me that question.
Yeah, so the Humpty Dumpty bottle is the bottle 26. And it's
Mhm.
like it's all about essentially cracking yourself wide open
Mhm.
to get down to the core beliefs of how you can transmute those traumas and ascend.
Yes.
And I feel like that's what we're here
Very
to do.
cool. Yes. Very
we're,
cool.
and like the traumas are naturally in the same chakra where we create from. And so it's really interesting because you said, I don't know what I'm creating, but you're obviously in a particular flow that just allows for anything that really needs to be rewoven,
Yeah.
repaired. It's naturally happening because you jumped into this yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I really did. Didn't even know what it was going to come out to. It was just once you give that sacred yes, your whole life will change once you make the decision.
Mm,
And I think that's one thing that all of human being can look at is, wow, what am I agreeing to partake in? And what is my decision? Is it a yes or a no? Or am I going to continue swimming in this, even though I know I don't like it? And so that's kind of what New Earth Economy that we're building is all about, is saying, giving that sacred yes and knowing what the power is behind that yes. Because it's powerful. Just by you saying, yes, I would like to taste that hamburger, you're giving power to say yes, to have that exchange with it, no matter if it's not even good for you or if it hurts your stomach, you just want it. And so we're being mindful, we're stepping into that sacred understanding that everything we agree to, it has an effect
mm.
from that cause of saying yes. So that's where we're at right now. And that's where I'm at right now. So yes, here we
you know
are talking with you.
what I
Yeah.
love about what you created, and this is the only way this is my contacts, like I don't know much about you other than what you've created with me. And
Yes.
what I love is the sacred container that you've created,
Very
essentially.
important.
and
Yes.
and it's by you saying yes to the specific beings around you that are on the same page. Like,
Mhm.
it's continuously happening. And I've watched this from a side view for many months, because Carm has been in contact with you, and
Yes.
and I'm like, who is this Jennie? Who is this Jennie? Because she has such a
As a
vibrant
human
energy.
alien.
Oh, let's go deep into that. Aliens
Oh,
have
let's
been
do
on the
it.
I kid you not,
Deep.
like there
Yeah.
has been
I'm
like
gonna dive deeper for sure. I
do you have a lot
love,
of Scorpio?
no, actually.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Wow.
But I'm of
They
all zodiac, so yes. But in the paper and the limelight of your birthday, no. But I don't limit myself. I'm limitless. So
absolutely.
I'm of
We're all of
everything, all things, all numbers. Yes. So I can play in that if you want me to, but it's kind of boring.
them. I love
So
that.
I'm a deep diver. I love my core. We're deep divers. And the whole point is learning a whole new way of breathing. So get off your raft, throw the martini, it's time to wake up, dive in the ocean, learn how to breathe that water as your new source of air and take on the depths of the self. That is your true breaking open. And that is where the authentic self is going to reveal. And so that to me is the most powerful experience any human being can have. And that is where I would like to play in. So we can dive there. We can go deep. We can go raw. We can go ugly. And I mean, I love it. It's all beautiful. So
I would love that.
Yes.
Let's go down to ground zero. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Ooh.
Ground zero.
Let's do it. I'm there. Blink.
So, like, I'm kind of going to reframe the question from before, but
Okay.
like more in a story based.
Okay.
How did you, like, what was your breaking point to get you to where you are today?
Breaking point. To be honest, it was the third marriage and knowing what are you doing? Because when I start with the third marriage, and it's absolutely, completely where you don't even feel you're connected to anything anymore, where you're fed up. Like, what did I just do? Why did I have to get married 3 times? Why did I go there? It's like I'm going into the self, asking myself, why are you upset? Why are you angry? And when you go there, well, you're looking for love, dear one. Did you find it? And the answer was no, because I didn't know what love was. So when you go back to the beginning, source seed in the womb, as they say, when your only source fed is heroin, drug addiction, heroin, and you're fed that 6 times a day with no meal, no food really, and you're going through that, and then you come through into being born into that, and then all you know is pain, sexual assault, physical abuse, no parents, no guardianship, no protection, no food. You don't know what you're going to eat. And you're going in from the age 6 to 9, and you're learning this while you're trying to protect and be the parent and the adult self to your siblings.
Wow.
So when you go through that, and then you're learning about the lands of the law, which is the DEA, your home's getting raided, you're jumping off balconies as a young girl, you're sleeping under bushes. So when you go through all of these swirling effects of life, and then you go into, oh, well, here's love. Well, wait a minute. This doesn't feel like love, but maybe this is love because I've never experienced it before. So we don't really realize that we're in the attraction from our childhood all the way up to what my household was. Family plus love, right? We go into our own intellectualization that family plus abuse equals love. So then you create, I am love, right?
Yeah.
So now you're in the understanding and the embodiment of abuse because that's how you intellectualized it. And so when you go into saying yes in the agreement of your sacred yes, this man that is way older than me and I'm only 13, saying, let me show you love and teach you love. Then you go into that. Then you go into the responsibility of child and children. Then you go in through the giving the birth of the child as a child, and you don't understand why they're strapping you down, why they're not giving you a drug, why they want to teach you a lesson, because back then in the early 90s, it was forbidden. So they want to teach you lessons. So then you go through going through the healing of that, and then you reach another abusive relationship. Then you go through that, and then you reach another abusive relationship. So you're looking at all of these aspects from the womb, from just being in the womb of the mother, coming into the womb of earth and all the experiences. What the hell? What the F is going on? So now you're with 4 children. You have to hustle because now you're single. You've lived in cars with your children to survive, and you want to make sure social services don't take them. You don't do drugs because you're scared as hell of the drug because you had to clean up your mother your whole life and watch what happened to that environment and the creation of that environment. So you're fighting everything. Then you become an alcoholic because now you just are feeling the awakening of the soul self, right? It has to come out. You can't stop it. So while it's coming out, I want to suppress it down because I can't handle whatever the heck these emotions are. So now I'm wanting to hit suicide.
Mm.
So you go and face the own choice of death because you can't handle 4 children all by yourself, working full time, paying all the bills. Nobody will help you. The men laugh at you. So you're going through all of that as the divine feminine. Still never been taught since day one what love was. So I jump into every single religion that there was ever available to me. I've been Mormon, Catholic, Roman Catholic, Jehovah's Witness a few weeks, just a lot of different things, no joke, going into finding the self because God, where are you?
Mm.
And so once you hit the state of, gosh, this cannot be heaven on earth. What the hell? It's not heaven on earth. So I'm going to leave this planet. You write your letter to your children, you're preparing, you don't have nothing to give them anyways. You're just going to, okay, I'm going to have my sisters take them. They're all pretty much teenagers. They do what they want. Because again, I didn't know how to be a mother to my children. So I was overly protected, overly dominant. They couldn't do anything. You can't wear makeup. There's no men allowed. I was just that overbearing because I was in the fear of what happened to me. So that was my Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And all those king's horses and all those king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And I didn't want to be put back together. I said, hell no, please. But what was taking place is that I was doing and rebuilding myself. And I took the golden seeds that I loved and cherished so much, and I put myself back together. And then I lined myself with gold. So that's, my darling, is the Jennie O'Boyle that was created and molded into the now, which is the new earth economy, which we are the economic system itself. We're the currency of the self. We are not anything of this world, and what we exchanged and took on, that was our lesson in teaching of the embodiment of what newness is. And that's why we're here. That is what New Earth is. Are you done with that story? Are you done sitting on that wall, Humpty Dumpty? It's okay. You can heal from it. Look at me. I love my children. I love my parents. I love what they taught me in the absence of them. I love what every perpetrator taught me of what love is not, because that's what love is. Because without the opposite, I cannot find the other aspect of the whole. So I needed it. So now I'm thankful for it. Because holy shit, I know how to love now. And I can see every human being in the essence and color of life. Love. It is of both sadness and joy. It's good and evil. It's everything. And that's where I found the God. It's in all of us. So it was there the whole time. I was understanding it and learning it. So yes, that's what broke me open, my dear.
Wow. Thank you for sharing. Powerful.
You're welcome.
Life experience. I'm not even going to say a story, but a life experience.
It was one grand life experience. Like, what the F experience just hit me on the head and knocked me off my wall. So that's kind of what it is. Embrace those experiences. Do not reject them. Do not remove them. Do not. Highly suggested. Do not. Because they are your powerful tool. It's your powerhouse. Because when you walk into a room, that's what everyone feels. Is that beautiful essence of that collection of love.
You know, I was saying to someone today, you know, I don't really have regrets. Like a lot of
none.
Weird shit has happened in my life, a lot of different scenarios and everything's like that. Like, and I'm divorced, you know, like I'm only 32. Like,
oh, well, welcome. You're exploring.
I don't regret it, you know, and it's interesting because I went into the marriage, of course, saying I don't believe in divorce. Like, you know, Like I once I commit to you, I commit to you for life. But when I realized that, you know, as I was committing to this person, that I somehow like nullified my commitment to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And when I
Mm-hmm.
realized that, because there's so much
Wow.
abuse going on, like
Yes.
I'm like, no, 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 no. And I had a friend literally look at me. She's like, do not do what I did. Do not wait 10 years. You know now. Don't suppress this. She literally looked me in the eye, shook me, and said, you know what to do. Be strong.
Right.
And sometimes that's the hardest thing in the world to do, is to literally have a conversation with yourself, step up and do the right thing, even if it means to end a relationship.
Yes. Yes. It's kind of like that feeling of when you're approaching the precipice of change, of choice. Am I going to continue in this experience, or am I going to agree to disagree and move forward fearlessly and say, yes, I'm ready for change? In that moment, you're thinking of, I'm a failure. I'm going to repeat exactly what my parents did or what I know. I'm never going to change. This is going to be my life. In that precipice moment, you're thinking these things.
Mm,
And sometimes these thoughts can keep us in that turmoil of pain
mm,
because we are afraid to to step over off the ledge and to dive deep into the unknown and say, yes, I want change.
yeah.
Just because you're worried of what people may think of you or repeating what you don't want to be. Make sense? So
Absolutely.
your marriage is to come into, I'll never divorce. See, I only knew
Yep.
divorce. I never knew a relationship. So I'm the opposite. I got married because that's love. That if
Mm,
I'm in a relationship, I'm definitely not what I grew up in. Make sense? So
yeah.
we all have our own beautiful way of why we create a union with a soul, even though that soul may not be for the best and highest good. We're not even looking at the experience. We're looking at the overall picture. I'm successful. I'm married. I have my white picket fence. I have my house. I have my dog and my two cute children. And really, that's the story we've been told. Makes sense? And it's like, it's okay that that is not your story. It's okay.
Kind
Just love. Can you
of
just love
boring.
a human being and be in an exchange without a piece of paper deeming you to be in that exchange? You don't need it. Love doesn't need any identifier other than two people exchanging.
Mm,
And that will be the most powerful marriage you'll ever have because
mm,
there is no hook. There are no ties, no piece of paper, no governing body that's saying, hey, you have to be married and you have to do this because that's how we were raised. I mean, I was raised by a baby boomer. I'm a Generation X, man. I wasn't even allowed to be in the house. But again, there was no house. I'd rather be outside of the house because every time I walked into the house, that's where danger happened. So
mm,
I felt comfort of the streets, friends' houses, couches. I learned how to drive when I was 11 years old. I even stole a car once. I needed to
wow.
go somewhere, and I was really rebellion back then.
Wow.
I was not a nice child. I would beat up people so bad in the rage of just rage coming out. It was in me because I never could stick up for myself. So
Yeah.
I was the big bully. I was the mean person in high school. I would jump you before you even came to think of jumping me. And that was my life. I was on that fight or flight all the time, even around a male. Okay, when is he going to attack me now? Okay, 20 minutes. That's where I was. To where now in the healing, 8 years of healing, being
Yeah.
by myself and loving myself, looking back, I love who that young girl was and how she
Mm,
fought through and how she raged through, because if not, I would have been dead with some of the assaults I've been through. I don't
mm,
even know how I survived. Just I remember facing life one time when one of the male figures in my life had a knife to my throat, and he had me by the hair and he had the knife up to my throat, and I had to beg him to let me, because I wanted to leave and I wasn't allowed to leave. So it was that you know imprisonment over the masculine energy.
mm,
So that was a profound experience, going through the flash of your head and looking at everything that's happened, you actually do see yourself up
Mm.
until that moment of facing death. You're already
Wow.
bleeding. You're already going through different things. You're already unrecognizable. And then you end with that. I was like, wow. Looking at it now, I've had the most profound lifetime movie that could ever be written
True.
that the other side has been watching this whole time. So not only are you that amazing, no matter what you experienced, celebrate it. Celebrate that young girl. Celebrate that young woman that had no idea what the hell she was doing.
Mm.
And all of it was stemmed to learn love.
Mm. Wow.
And so we celebrate that, don't we? When we say,
Yeah.
yes, let's play, dear ones. Let's get married, sweetheart. No, tell me who
Mm.
you are. Show me
Yeah.
who you are through your actions, and let's exchange and get to know each other. That's what we learn. And look, you have learned, have you not? Right?
Yeah.
You're a whole nother person, right? Aren't we
I
grateful for that experience?
yeah, absolutely.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah. And that's just marriage. What else is out there in life? Jobs, bosses, pricks. I mean, we can keep naming it that we go through. The bus driver, the restaurant waiter. We are being taught every day.
Yeah. You know, actually, something was pinged when you said jobs. I remember there was a point in time. Yeah, you remember that point in time in your life where you had a boss and you
Yes.
literally got sick or something, and it's maybe for the 15th time because maybe you're not the most healthiest person, and you have to figure out, well, what is my excuse gonna be? Like, what am I
My
gonna
dog
tell
ate
them?
my paper.
And then I
Yes,
realized
I know
I
exactly
don't have
what
to
you
tell
mean.
them anything, you know? I can just be like, I need personal time. I don't have to tell them the big rig. Like my mom always literally had to sit. I watched my mom. I watched my granny. I watched them come up with
Uh-huh.
stories.
The boss. God. Yes. You should have seen me with bosses, man. Let me tell you, I've had my moments. I had an interview one time, not an interview cancel. I had a review with this big Fortune 300 company, and I was working for them, and I was the best of the best. I mean, the best, right? I knew I was going to get my 2% raise, and I was so ecstatic. And I was just like, yeah. Then they came in and said, well, your aura, your energetic aura is affecting the morale of the company. And I have to sit there
Wait, what?
and you're in my review of why I didn't get my 2%, used my aura in a review. And let me tell you, I'm in study of the auric field. I'm a professional certified medium. They don't even know this, okay? And he's sitting there, he's way younger than me, and he's wearing his tie, and you can tell he's really nervous. I made him
Mhm.
really nervous. And he used aura. And I was like, okay, so since when do we use the energetic realms of the etheric realm of, of an interview in a Fortune 300 company? And I go, you know energy, sir? And he was like, well, no. And I'm like, but you use the word aura. And he goes, well, your attitude. And I'm like, you mean my personality? I go, you don't make any sense. So I laughed and I walked down and go, you can keep your 2%. And it was, it's so funny how they don't know how to punish us to tell us. It's literally a punishment, by the way. That's their way of punishing you. You got to do better. And keep in mind, I was amazing, by the way. I could even get better than what I was. And so, and that was just because of the reports. I was the top financial analysis of the company, and I had all the the ROIs beautiful, and I had the net day sales beautiful, the DSO. I had everything aligned. They're making great money, and boom, my aura. And that had me laughing so hard. It was the best moment ever in all of my corporate history. As
Oh my
was that
gosh.
interview, and I never was the same again. never was the same again. So I went around like a smartass because I'm still rebellious. That girl inside of me is like, you're not going to tell me I am not amazing, because I worked hard to be that amazing person I was. And coming from nothing and coming from what I came from, I was proud of myself. And when they used aura, it changed me for life. And I walked
What
around
a
and said, my
blessing.
aura is not a good color today. We cannot talk. And I would walk to my office and I would say that, because it's funny how we are deemed on value, and we're making them rich. And it's our energy and source energy and the currency of who we are making them rich. And hello, like, we got this backwards. I should be telling you your aura is not making me want to show up today. It's keeping me out of alignment, sir. So I'm going to go home and feel better about myself. And then maybe I'll come back.
You
Do
know,
you get what
that is
we have it flipped?
it, what I
I
literally
don't get
saw. Because, like, okay, the universe doesn't hear the no or the not, right?
it. Right. It just is.
So it's funny because we can communicate to the universe, right? And
Right.
even if we say, I don't believe, I don't believe in divorce, what the universe heard was
I believe in divorce.
divorce.
Yeah.
Okay. What was really funny is, like, the universe was actually talking back to you through your boss, saying, your aura, like planting the seed, your aura, remember you, remember you.
Yes,
And, like,
yes.
you
And I
don't,
did.
like,
Let me tell you, I did. I was a pain in their ass. Oh my goodness. Because that was when I discovered I had it all wrong in my head. And I
mm,
want to say this to whoever's listening, including you, Catriel. You are the most powerful being on this planet. Without you, there is no rich man. There is no big corporation. There is no government. There is no elite. There's none of it, unless you agree to play the game. Now, remember that. So when you
mm,
walk into a business where somebody deems you to be $12 an hour and they hand you that paycheck, they need you more than they want you to know, because without you, they can't make a dollar, and they can't have their big house, their fancy jets. They can't have any of that. And that's truth. That's raw truth. So don't put yourself, don't. Do your best not to put yourself in a vibration where you are less than what you deem yourself to be. If you
mm.
are amazing, exude that amazingness. And if they tell you you are not, you smile at them and say, thank you, sir. I respect your perspective of thyself, because he's only speaking of himself or herself. So switch it, flip it, turn yourself upside down, or fold inside out of a sock and get all the lint out and say, and throw it, because that lint is a belief system that no longer serves your best and highest good.
Mm.
They should be knocking at your doorstep saying, please come work for me. I really need your energy for this time. Can we negotiate on compensation of your vitality, youth, and your time on this planet? Because when they say it that way, you're going to be like, well, let me think about it for a minute. Are you going to offer a great environment for me? Are you going to treat me with respect? Is it going to be fun? Do I get to create and use my talents and abilities and you not own that? Because, man, if we really switch it up, guess who owns who? Corporations don't own us,
Mm.
not the awakened. I can tell you that. They don't own me, because I can go sit in any CEO's office and sit right there and say, hey, I can turn your whole company around if you want me to, because I'm channeled to all source knowing. I've done it before. I've also told a man of how much he's going to pay me, and that's not even what I'm worth, but I know he can't afford me. So let's just help for a little bit. But I have to have fun, and you have to treat me with respect. Who
Mm.
does that in an interview? I do. So I ask for all of us to wake up and step into that beautiful power of the self. Change, change your script, change the story.
Mm.
I don't care if
Yeah.
you've been homeless. I don't care if you've been sexually assaulted, abused, have no parents, you've lost children. I've lost a child before. I know what it's like to not give birth and carry a child and not be able to have it. I've had 4, but I would have had 5. I know what that's like. So we have so many human experiences that we have and we love and that we go through. And those are beautiful. We don't want to take those away from you. But we ask for you to take the power from that and grow and bloom into the essence of the sovereign being, the sovereign self, and walk into an interview and show them what they are going to receive, not what you're going to get from them. We have to flip it, dear. It's very important right now where we're going on this planet.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So important because, like,
that's why New Earth Economy's here.
well,
Say F it, create something new. Here you go, humanity. Let's play. Abundance. All right, done. Check. How about community, support, love? Check. How about travel? Check. What's your dream? Oh, let's build that together. Check. See, we're awake. We're connecting. What is lacking in this planet? It's people, community, connection, unity.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's. I was thinking back, like, a lot's happened in the last 2 weeks. It's like our entire world has shifted and changed.
Oh, yes.
And I was just thinking through, like, okay, so how would the planet look like? Like, what would it look like if we didn't necessarily have, like, the structure that we have? Like, that, the 9-to-5 job and like everybody having to be at the restaurant to serve the people and to get the paycheck and the rat race, right?
Yeah.
What would it actually look like? And this is where we get to rescript everything. This is the fun part. So it's like, let's use our creativity to shift the universe. Instead of thinking about, okay, like, let me go to McDonald's, let me go on Amazon, let me go to these different corporations. Let's have a one-on-one conversation with each other, and say, what have you always wanted to do that maybe money held you back or time held you back before? Because time is the most precious thing on this planet. And
that is true reality.
Like, exactly. And so, like, maybe that it's like, I want to do a restaurant. I've always wanted to cook food for people and just put all of my love into it and share that with someone else. And I don't care if I'm there all day because that's what I love to do. That's where I want to eat.
Okay.
Because I
and you know what Spirit tells me right now when you say that, my dear? Spirit says, why aren't you cooking in your kitchen and inviting those to come into your home and feed them? That's where we're not going. Why aren't we inviting? We have these big, beautiful homes. Why aren't we inviting the whole neighborhood to come over for dinner and get to know each other and sit at a table and really get to know each other? No, we'll go to a restaurant all by ourselves with maybe a person, and we'll go talk and have a great time. We get served and then we leave. But really, what did we just do? Think about it. We all have kitchens. We have infinite restaurants.
It's amazing because I've just started doing this.
Oh, yay!
Shabbat is my time where we have 3 meals. We always have 3 meals, and it's the night of Shabbat, Then we have our lunch the next day that we have a shared meal, and then we have the ending of Shabbat. And it's such a powerful time because we I love to host on Friday night Shabbat. And I had the most incredible time 2 weeks ago because I have not been able to host here yet. And I have a kind of a small place, but I'm like, no. Exactly. It's very intimate. And if you set up things a specific way, like, I never, ever turn anybody away from my table. I don't care We'll fit in 30 people. I don't care. We'll figure it out.
Everyone sits on the floor, candles everywhere, and we just mingle and eat on a sheet. Yep.
Yep. Like, I literally set up. Oh, you there? Oh, no. We got to pause.
Beautiful. And that is, see, I would literally lay a blanket down and put a whole bunch of pillows around the floor. I've done it before. And then you feast, and it's inviting connection with humanity and cooking for them.
Amen. We have a little bit of a lag, guys. Sorry.
That's so much better than sitting at a restaurant and say, "I'll take a potato, please." And then they walk away and we talk to you. Other than, I don't know. Just keeping it real. Looks like we're losing.
Grounding and stabilizing.
A little bit.
Oh.
We've been having a beautiful day, haven't we? It took us 25 minutes to get on. Nothing was working. And now we have no signal and no sound.
No, it's working brilliantly. I just saw your galactic self.
There you are. You're gone again.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can't hear you on this end at all.
Oh,
yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Grounding and stabilization.
I'm telling you. Yes, balance, align. Yes.
All through soul school this is what my mantra was. Grounding and stabilization. Grounding and stabilization. Because our energetic beings, when we get excited, we expand and we expand and we expand, you know? And the technology can't handle us because we are the technology.
Yes, we are. We destroy technology a lot throughout the day. I love it.
So
this is so cool.
Thank you. I have a question for you.
Oh, of course. I may have an answer. Maybe.
What is energy to you?
Ooh. I see energy as light and color. I don't really see the physical body. I see your essence, everything that you are, all the collection of data. It's a vibrational frequency. It's a morphic resonance field. It is a magnetic field to how you create your attractions. It is divine source energy. It is the totality of the grand I whole. It is not to be destroyed. It can always create more and morph into something even bigger and better. It's infinite. It is me. It is you. That's energy to me. It's source itself. Mm-hmm.
And how does energy speak to you?
Through emotion.
Mm.
Without my physical suit, I cannot collect the true data of the human experience without the collection of emotion through the introspection of creation. And so as you come around and you're walking through the door, and it's a new creation for me because my eyes are witnessing you coming in to greet me, to come up to me. I'm already feeling your energy and essence hit my form. So I'm getting an emotion. Is this person safe? Do I proceed? I'm already in that the moment you walk through the door.
Mm.
So that is how I receive energy, how I feel energy, because energy can only come through emotion. That's what true energy is. Everything else is the perception of the human mind.
Mm.
That is we're the true data collectors. And it's only energy that we collect. And we deem it and define it and what the scene is versus how we collect it and how we feel. So that is how I, sweetheart, receive energy and feel energy.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else you would like to share before we start bringing it to a close?
What would I like to share? Life is badass. Plain and simple. Don't allow any human experience to deem you less than. It makes you more powerful. You become more of the master of life as you collect your human experiences and you learn from them, evolve from them. They're a series of past. That's all they are. They're a series of events that no longer, so you don't, so see it as beautiful. See it as your biggest, most prestigious teaching you can ever collect in this university of life. And say, thank you, I passed the course. Next, please. And as long as you're always in that next, please, you will be an amazing being on this planet. So where you walk, where you go, who you bless with your words, your spoken words, your sound, your frequency, your vibration, your energy, the totality and essence of you, you are already changing a being's life just by being there. And come try out North Economy. If you want something new, you'll have abundance, you'll be supported and loved, and we want you to grow. We want you to break those barriers of what keeps you from abundance. You may think you're abundant, but right now, what are you chasing to create that abundant? And if you stop right now, how does the abundant continue for you? That is how you know if you're truly wealthy or not. So come in and explore and just receive in the exchange of giving and receiving. And only within that moment exist. And then when you're done, you're still abundant because we're always showing up for each other, which is true energy swirling in a vortex of wealth. New earth. That's all I would have to say. Yes.
I want to say thank you so much, Jennie, for coming on.
Thank you for having me. You're rocking. You're feeling that vibe. I do that too. When it gets really high vibration, I start rocking and I'm like grounding myself, breathing. I'm feeling it. I do that too. I rock.
This is
Only
also
when
what
I'm
I do
in
when
a really.
Go ahead.
You're processing.
This is also what I do when I pray.
Yes, it's the divine
Same.
connection. You're feeling the energy. You move in the swirling of it. Yes. And so you'll see me on live videos sometimes. You'll see me rocking as I'm listening. And I just go back because I'm just in that channel. I'm just in that, the essence of who I am, my Asina self.
Wow.
Yes. Jennie's just my human identifier.
Right?
Yep.
Catriel as well.
Yep. And I'm going to have a blast. Jennie is going to have a blast, this character. And I've had many names.
Same.
Yes, that we know. But thank you so much for having me and for allowing me to speak and in exchange with you. You made it very fun, and you allowed the opening of energy. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome.
also want to thank our listeners as well.
Yes.
It's just like, I started this podcast 2 years ago, I believe. And
look at you.
I'm just so excited to be able to share it with anyone who wants to listen.
Yes. And that's what it's about. It's the people's voice. And when we take that moment to listen to each other, to truly listen to each other, you come to the realization that you're listening to yourself. And that's the truest expression of the self. So listen to everyone and smile because they are you. Welcome to the illusion of planet Earth.
It's funny. I joke with Energy Speaks. A lot of people have asked me, what is it? And I said, Energy Speaks is like a platform for us all. Like, I want to interview the world because I don't care if you're a mathematician. Actually, I would love to talk to you.
Very cool.
I don't care what you do. It doesn't matter. We're going to have a beautiful conversation and you're going to have beautiful things to share with the world. And that's how we build a world with each other from love.
It's really good.
What? Oh, got you. Well, I want to thank you. And I want to thank everyone. This is Energy Speaks with your host, Catriel. Shalom.
Yes. Shalom.